Okay, so today is Monday, March 16th, and we're going to continue with item 21 for our prepositions. We are going to add a new step this week, and that is possessive adjectives. So let's go ahead and write that on the top right corner, and we can abbreviate adjective. So what I'm going to do first is just tell you the possessive adjectives that we're going to be looking for. This way you'll have a little reference list when you're working on your own. So some of the possessive adjectives are my, your, her, his, its, our, their, T-H-E-I-R, because remember it's the possessive there, and whose. So go ahead and take a minute to write those possessive adjectives down. And what we know about possessive words is that they show ownership. So that's what we're going to be talking about with our sentences this week. Who owns something else? So what is the owner of the noun that we're looking at in our prepositional phrases? Or sometimes the subject is our noun, and so who owns the subject? So let's go ahead and get started with number one. Her coat is on her chair by the window. So the first thing that we're going to do is look for prepositional phrases. So I see on her chair and by the window. So our prepositions, so we're going to do everything the way that we always do it, and then we'll add in the next step. So prepositions on and by, nouns, chair and window. And then let's look at our adjectives. I'm going to stop here because her, I see, is over here on my list, and it's telling me who owns the chair. So whose chair is it? It's her chair. So we're going to draw an arrow, and we normally would just label this adjective, but because now we're talking about possessive adjectives, we're going to abbreviate possessive, P-O-S-S-A-D-J. So that tells me that her is a possessive adjective, and it's telling me that she owns the chair. And then we just do our regular adjective over here, the, which modifies window. Now we're going to go back and do subject and main verb. So our subject is coat. So underline once, S-U-B-J, period. And is the main verb. And then normally I would look at her and say, oh, that's an adjective, and draw that over to the subject. Again, her, it happens to be the same possessive adjective as we had in our prepositional phrase. So we're going to abbreviate possessive, P-O-S-S, period, A-D-J, period. So whereas we used to just label it adjective, now we're taking it a step further and recognizing that it is a possessive adjective. So being a little bit more specific. All right, number two. Their clothes fell from the clothesline onto their lawn. So my prepositional phrases, from the clothesline and onto their lawn. So I'm going to squiggle that. Prepositions, from, onto, clothesline is our noun, and lawn is our noun. The is our adjective for the first prepositional phrase. And then I see there, again, I would just normally label this as an adjective, but I'm noticing that it's over here in my reference list of possessive adjectives. So we're going to do P-O-S-S-A-D-J. So whose lawn is it? It's their lawn. Subject, main verb. Subject is clothes. Main verb is fell. That's the action. And then again, here's our adjective that is describing the clothes, and it's also telling us who owns it. It's their clothes. So we have another possessive adjective. All right, number three. At noon, I took his clothes to the laundry. So I see here that we have a prepositional phrase, at noon, and then I also have a to here. So we always check our tos. look to the right. The is an adjective, so I know that the to is not acting as a verb, it's acting as a preposition. So I'm going to squiggle this. It's a prepositional phrase. Label it with P for preposition. Laundry is our noun, and the is our adjective. And now subject, main verb. So I is the subject, and I took is the main verb. And now if you notice here, his is a possessive adjective that's in our reference list, but remember that we're not going to do anything that isn't inside of a prepositional phrase or the subject or main verb right now. So I'm actually going to just leave his clothes alone. And let's move on to number 4. Our socks hang on my clothesline in the sunshine. So I have 2 prepositional phrases. I recognize on. So on my clothesline and in the sunshine. On and in are prepositional phrases. Clothesline and sunshine are nouns. And now my clothesline. So telling me who owns the clothesline, and I see it over here in my list. So instead of just a regular adjective, P-O-S-S-A-D-J. Possessive adjective. And then the is just a regular adjective. So A-D-J. Now let's look at subject, main verb. Socks are our subject. And what are the socks doing? They're hanging. So main verb. And then we have an adjective that is describing the socks. And if you look again, our is telling me who owns the socks, and it is in our list over here. So I'm going to draw the arrow like we normally do, and P-O-S-S-A-D-J, possessive adjective for number 4. All right, go ahead and do number 5 and 6 on your own. We will go over it tomorrow in class, and we will move right along. Because you have your little list over here, we won't do a secret message today. So enjoy your Monday, and I will see you Tuesday.